In a world where digital currencies are reshaping our financial landscape, understanding blockchain technology is more crucial than ever. Imagine owning a piece of art that exists only in the digital realm. Thanks to NFTs, that's now a reality. And as we step into the metaverse, the lines between our physical and virtual lives blur, opening up new opportunities for creativity and connection. Join me as we explore how these innovations are not just trends, but powerful tools that can transform our lives and redefine ownership in the digital age.
We better get started.
Let's dive in.
One of the first things I saw that was kind of interesting was that Bitcoin hit $100,000 after Trump was elected.
Yeah, that's right.
What do you think is driving that?
I mean, I think there's a lot of anticipation of, a Trump administration being pro cryptocurrency.
Okay.
And then you've also got, his potential pick for the SEC, Paul Atkins, who's got a history of being crypto-friendly.
Oh, interesting.
So, that's boosting a lot of confidence in the market.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But you've also got the idea of a U.S. Bitcoin reserve, and that's a little bit more complex.
Yeah, so what's that all about?
Well, it's kind of aiming to counter China's influence in the crypto space.
Okay.
But you've got some experts that are, a little bit skeptical about this.
Really?
Yeah, they're pointing to El Salvador's experience when they adopted Bitcoin as a cautionary tale.
Oh, wow.
They had some economic instability and warnings from the IMF about it.
So it could be a very risky proposition.
Potentially.
Okay.
High risk, high reward, possibly.
Yeah, well, even if the U.S. Reserve doesn't happen, it seems like there's still a lot of excitement around other cryptocurrencies.
Yeah, definitely.
What are some of the ones that you've been seeing?
Well, you've got some interesting ones in your notes here.
Okay.
Like DexBoss, Oriole One, iPredict.
What are those all about?
Those are all priced under $1 right now.
Okay.
And some analysts are saying they've got, high growth potential.
Okay.
We could be looking at big things from them in 2025.
Wow, so those are ones to watch.
Definitely keep an eye on those.
Okay, and then there's also this whole meme coin phenomenon going on.
Oh, yeah. Can't forget about that.
That's right.
That was crazy.
I mean, a 500% surge in 2024.
Yeah, it just goes to show how unpredictable this market can be.
Yeah, totally. So
Yeah.
maybe let's try to get back to some basics here.
Sure.
We keep hearing about blockchain as this bedrock of, cryptocurrency and NFTs.
Right.
Can you just break that down for us? What is blockchain and why is it so important?
Yeah, absolutely. So imagine like a digital ledger that's distributed across a whole network of computers.
Okay.
And every transaction is recorded on this ledger.
Okay.
And once it's entered, it can't be altered.
Oh, wow.
So that's what makes blockchain so secure and transparent.
Yeah.
And, in the context of NFTs,
Yeah.
which represent ownership of these unique digital assets,
Right.
it means there's an unchangeable record of who owns what.
Yeah.
It's like having a global tamper-proof certificate of authenticity for your digital art or virtual real estate.
So no more forgeries or disputes over, who owns what?
Exactly.
That's incredible.
Makes things a lot simpler.
But then why are people willing to pay millions of dollars for some of these NFTs?
Yeah, that's a good question.
What makes a, virtual cat picture or a piece of digital land so valuable?
It's a combination of factors.
Okay.
First, you've got scarcity,
Oh.
just like a limited edition print. The rarer the NFT, the higher its perceived value.
So it's all about supply and demand.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then you've also got the community aspect.
Yeah.
Some NFTs grant access to exclusive online communities or events or even voting rights in these decentralized organizations known as DAOs.
Oh, wow. So it's like a VIP pass.
Yeah, it's like a VIP pass to a digital club.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. And then you've also got the potential for future value.
Okay.
Some people see NFTs as investments,
Yeah.
hoping their value will appreciate over time, just like traditional art.
So it's kind of a mix of exclusivity and community and speculation.
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
Okay, well, let's not forget the metaverse, this virtual world where people are buying digital real estate and going to concerts.
It's getting pretty wild out there.
It is. How do NFTs fit into that?
Well, think of NFTs as the building blocks of the metaverse.
Okay.
They enable ownership of everything from avatars and virtual land to in-game items and tickets to virtual events.
You buy a plot of land in Decentraland or a cool sword in a game, and that ownership is recorded on the blockchain through an NFT.
That's exactly right.
Wow. That's pretty mind-blowing.
Yeah, the whole new world.
It is. But what about blockchain's role in the metaverse beyond NFTs?
Right.
What else makes it so important?
Well, blockchain is crucial for ensuring secure and transparent transactions within the metaverse.
Okay.
But beyond that, it enables the creation of DAOs,
Right.
which are basically organizations run by code and community voting, rather than like a central authority.
So it's like a more democratic way of governing these virtual spaces.
Exactly. It gives the community more control.
Wow. That's a really cool concept.
Yeah, it's got a lot of potential.
It does. But before we go too far down that rabbit hole,
Sure.
I want to go back to cryptocurrencies for a second.
Okay.
You mentioned some promising altcoins,
Right.
but Bitcoin seems to be hogging the spotlight.
It does.
Is it still the king of the crypto jungle?
I mean, it's certainly the most established and widely recognized cryptocurrency out there,
Yeah.
but its future is definitely still being debated.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you've got some experts predicting it could hit $200,000 or more by the end of 2025,
Wow.
citing growing institutional adoption and increasing regulatory clarity.
Okay.
But you've got others that are more cautious, pointing to its volatility and potential downsides.
So it's a real mixed bag of opinions.
It is.
But it sounds like it's not going away anytime soon.
Definitely not.
And with the metaverse gaining traction, the whole crypto landscape is just getting more and more complex.
It is for sure.
But maybe before we get completely lost in the matrix here, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture.
Right.
What are the implications of all of this for finance, art, and virtual reality?
That's a great question, and that's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
You know, we're talking about a fundamental shift in how we think about value, ownership, and even reality itself.
Wow.
So let's start with finance.
Okay.
Cryptocurrencies and blockchain are challenging traditional financial systems,
Okay.
offering these decentralized alternatives for payments, investments, and even lending.
Wow, that's huge.
It is. And then in the art world, NFTs are disrupting established models,
Oh, yeah?
allowing artists to sell directly to collectors and retain more control over their work.
Interesting.
And in the realm of virtual reality,
Yeah.
the metaverse is creating entirely new economies and social structures, blurring the lines between the physical and digital worlds.
It's a lot to wrap your head around.
It is.
But it's clear that we're witnessing a digital revolution that's transforming every aspect of our lives.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
It really is. But before we dive deeper into the specific impacts on finance, art, and VR, I think we need to take a little break.
Sounds good.
We'll be right back.
All right.
All right, so we're back and ready to unpack this whole thing about the impact of this digital revolution on finance, art, and virtual reality.
Right.
Let's start with finance.
Okay.
You mentioned earlier that crypto and blockchain are kind of challenging these traditional systems.
Yeah.
How exactly is that playing out?
Well, for starters, cryptocurrencies offer an alternative to like traditional currencies.
Okay.
You know, like the US dollar.
Fiat currency.
Right, exactly, fiat currencies.
Yeah.
They're decentralized, meaning they're not controlled by any government or institution,
Right.
and they can be transferred globally pretty easily.
Oh, wow.
So this has huge implications for international payments, remittances, and even how we think about savings and investments.
So it's like having a global currency that operates outside of,
Yeah.
the banks.
Exactly.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's got a lot of potential, but, we've got to remember that crypto is volatile.
Yeah, that's a big concern.
It's a major concern, and I think that's one of the reasons why mass adoption has been a little slower than some predicted.
Okay.
But blockchain technology itself is proving to be incredibly valuable in finance beyond just cryptocurrency.
Okay, well, can you give us some examples of that?
Yeah, absolutely. So think about smart contracts.
Okay.
These are self-executing agreements that are stored on a blockchain.
Okay.
And they can automate these complex financial processes like loan disbursements or insurance payouts,
Oh, wow.
making them more efficient and transparent.
So it takes out some of the human error and the middleman.
Exactly.
Okay, that's interesting.
And then you've got decentralized finance, or DeFi for short,
DeFi. Yeah, I've heard of that.
which uses blockchain to create these financial instruments and platforms that operate without intermediaries like banks.
So things like lending, borrowing, and trading, but all on this like decentralized network.
Exactly.
Wow. It sounds incredibly complex, but also potentially like really revolutionary.
It is complex,
Yeah.
but that's kind of where its potential lies.
Yeah,
It aims to make finance more accessible and transparent and equitable.
And cutting out all the middlemen.
Yeah, get rid of those middlemen.
Give individuals more control over their own assets.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's really interesting. And it's definitely like disrupting the financial world as we know it.
Yeah, big time.
But let's shift gears a bit and talk about art.
Sure.
How are NFTs changing the game for artists and collectors?
Well, in many ways, NFTs are empowering artists like we've never seen before.
Really?
Yeah, they allow artists to sell their digital work directly to collectors without having to go through galleries or auction houses.
Oh, wow.
So they can cut out those traditional gatekeepers
Yeah.
and retain more control over their creations.
That's amazing.
And, plus NFTs can be programmed with royalties,
Oh, really?
meaning artists can earn a percentage every time their work is resold.
So they get a cut every time it changes hands.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it creates a whole new revenue stream for artists.
Especially in the digital world where it's hard to make money.
Yeah, traditionally, it's been really difficult to monetize digital art.
Right.
So this is a game changer.
So it's like built-in copyright protection and, ongoing revenue, all thanks to blockchain.
Yeah, it's pretty powerful.
But does this mean the end of, traditional art markets?
I don't think NFTs are going to completely replace traditional art markets,
Okay.
but they're definitely shaking things up. They're creating these new opportunities for artists, especially digital artists, to reach wider audiences and gain more recognition for their work.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and for collectors, NFTs offer a new way to invest in art with that added security and transparency of blockchain technology.
Okay, so it's kind of an evolution of the art world.
Yeah, for sure.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to the metaverse now, this, virtual playground where people are buying digital land and attending virtual concerts.
It's a whole new world out there.
It is what makes it so compelling. And how are NFTs shaping its development?
Well, the metaverse at its core is about creating immersive and interactive experiences that go beyond what's possible in the physical world.
Okay.
It's kind of this convergence of virtual reality, augmented reality, and social media, all powered by blockchain technology.
So you can kind of do everything you can do in the real world, but virtually.
Exactly.
That's pretty amazing.
And like we discussed earlier, NFTs play a crucial role in this ecosystem.
Yeah.
They enable ownership of digital assets within the metaverse, allowing users to buy, sell, and trade virtual land, avatars, clothing, even experiences.
So you can literally own a piece of a virtual world.
That's right.
Wow.
You can build your dream home or open a virtual business.
It's like the digital American dream.
In a way, yeah.
Okay.
But it's also about community and shared experiences. The metaverse allows people to connect with others from all over the world in these virtual spaces, attend concerts, play games, even work together on projects regardless of physical location.
So you can connect with anyone anywhere.
Exactly.
Wow, sounds like a Second Life, like a parallel universe.
Yeah, kind of.
But are there any downsides to this virtual utopia?
Of course. There are always potential risks and challenges with any new technology.
Right.
One concern is accessibility.
Okay.
Not everyone has access to the technology or the financial resources to participate in the metaverse.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And then another concern is privacy and security.
Oh, yeah.
With so much data being collected and shared in these virtual environments, protecting user information is paramount.
Yeah, you don't want your data out there like that.
Right. And then you also have to think about the social and ethical implications of spending increasing amounts of time in these virtual worlds.
So like how it affects our relationships and our mental health.
Exactly.
It's really interesting.
Yeah, we need to be mindful of the potential impact on our mental health, social skills, and even our sense of reality.
So it's not just about the technology itself, but how we use it.
Exactly.
Well, despite those risks, it seems like the metaverse is here to stay.
It is.
So which projects are leading the charge and what should we be keeping an eye on?
Well, there are a lot of exciting projects in the works right now.
Okay.
Each with its own unique approach to building the metaverse.
Yeah.
Decentraland is one of the most popular.
I've heard of that one.
It's a decentralized platform where users can buy virtual land, build experiences, and even host events.
So you can kind of create your own world.
Yeah, pretty much.
What about some of the other ones?
You've also got the Sandbox, which takes a more gaming-centric approach,
Okay.
allowing users to create and monetize games and experiences using NFTs.
Oh, wow. So you can make money playing games.
Yeah, exactly.
That's amazing.
And then there are projects like Axie Infinity,
Okay.
which blur the lines between gaming and earning. So, players can earn cryptocurrency by playing the game.
So it's like a play-to-earn model.
Exactly.
That's really cool.
It's a really interesting concept.
So it's just mind-boggling how quickly this space is evolving.
It is moving fast.
It is.
Yeah.
But beyond these specific projects, what are like the bigger trends that are shaping the metaverse?
Right.
What does the future hold?
Well, one major trend is interoperability.
Okay, what's that?
So this is the ability for different metaverse platforms to connect and interact with each other.
Oh, wow.
So imagine being able to seamlessly move your avatar and digital assets from one metaverse to another,
Okay.
just like you can browse different websites on the internet.
Yeah.
This would create a more connected and cohesive virtual world.
So instead of these like walled gardens, it would all be open.
Yeah, exactly. Break down those walls.
Okay, well, what other trends are we seeing?
Another important trend is the integration of artificial intelligence, or AI.
AI. Go ahead.
AI is going to play a key role in making the metaverse more realistic, engaging, and personalized. It's already being used to create lifelike avatars and generate dynamic environments and even power intelligent NPCs.
NPCs like non-player characters.
Right.
Oh, okay.
And these NPCs can interact with users in a natural and believable way.
So it's not just a static world.
No, it's constantly evolving and adapting.
Wow. It's incredible to think how far we've come.
It is.
Seems like we're just scratching the surface of what's possible.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But before we get carried away with these visions of the future, I think it's time to bring our deep dive back to the present.
All right.
So what are some practical considerations for someone who's curious about exploring this world of crypto and NFTs and the metaverse?
Right.
Where do they even begin?
That's a great question, and it's one we'll explore after a quick break.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so we're back and ready to give our listeners some, tools and tips for navigating this world of crypto and NFTs and the metaverse.
Yeah, it can definitely seem overwhelming at first.
Right, it is a complex landscape, but,
Yeah.
you don't need to be like a tech genius or anything to get started.
No, not at all.
So where would you suggest that someone begins their, exploration?
I'd say the first step is education,
Okay.
Just take some time to understand the fundamentals of blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies and NFTs.
Great.
There are tons of resources available online,
Yeah.
from articles and videos to online courses.
Yeah.
Just start with the basics and gradually delve deeper as you start to feel more confident.
So no need to jump into the deep end right away.
Exactly.
Okay.
Take your time.
Yeah, a little knowledge can go a long way.
Absolutely.
All right, so once you've got that basic understanding of the technology,
Wow.
what's next?
Well, then you can start exploring the different platforms and projects that interest you.
Okay.
Do some research.
Yeah.
Read reviews, join online communities,
Okay.
and learn from other people's experiences.
Well, it's like dipping your toes in the water before you take the plunge.
Exactly.
But with so many projects out there,
Yeah, there's a lot.
it can be really overwhelming to know where to start.
It can be.
So any tips for finding, trustworthy and reliable information?
Yeah, I would stick to reputable sources,
Oh.
like established news outlets or industry publications,
Okay.
respected analysts.
Yeah.
And just be wary of hype and promises of, quick riches.
Right.
The crypto world is full of scams and schemes.
Oh, yeah.
So always do your due diligence
Yeah.
before you invest any money.
That's good advice.
Always be careful.
So a healthy dose of skepticism is always a good thing.
Definitely.
All right, but let's say someone is ready to take that next step and invest in, crypto or NFTs.
Okay.
What advice would you give them?
Well, I would say start small and diversify your investments.
Okay.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Right.
Explore different cryptocurrencies, NFTs, metaverse projects.
Yeah.
Remember, this is a high-risk, high-reward space.
Okay.
So only invest what you can afford to lose.
That's a good advice.
Don't go overboard.
Yeah. And don't let FOMO, the fear of missing out,
Oh, yeah.
drive your decisions.
Absolutely.
Right.
It's easy to get caught up in the hype,
Yeah.
but it's crucial to make informed decisions based on your own research and, risk tolerance.
So do your homework, start small, and don't chase the hype.
I think that's a good way to put it. Yeah,
Sound advice.
for sure.
But beyond investing, how can someone actively participate in the metaverse?
Well, there are a lot of ways to get involved.
Okay.
You can start by creating an avatar
Oh.
and exploring different metaverse platforms like Decentraland or the Sandbox.
Yeah.
Attend virtual events,
Okay.
meet new people,
Yeah.
and experience the social side of the metaverse.
So it's like stepping into a whole new world.
It is.
And if you're feeling creative, you could even start building your own experiences
Oh, yeah, for sure.
within the metaverse.
Many platforms offer tools and resources for users to create and share their own content.
Okay.
From virtual art galleries to interactive games.
That's really cool.
So you can be a consumer,
Yeah.
a creator,
Yeah.
or even an entrepreneur in the metaverse.
So the possibilities are really endless.
Yeah, the metaverse is still in its early stages.
Right.
Which means there's a huge opportunity for innovation and exploration.
It's like the Wild West of the digital world.
I like that analogy.
But it's also important to remember that, the metaverse is still evolving,
It is.
and there will be challenges and setbacks,
For sure.
and even risks along the way.
Right.
So buckle up and enjoy the ride, but keep your eyes wide open.
I think that's a good way to put it.
All right, well, as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to thank you for, sharing your insights and expertise with us.
Oh, it's been my pleasure.
It's been an incredible journey exploring this world.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff.
It really is. And to our listener, we hope this deep dive has equipped you with, the knowledge and the inspiration to embark on your own metaverse adventure.
Yeah, go explore.
Remember, the future is what we make it. So stay curious, stay informed, and let's build an amazing digital future together.
I'm excited to see what happens.
Me too. Thanks again.
Of course.